Hello, today is Friday, May 28th, and today we worked some competition lift singles and some front squats. And today definitely had its sort of ups and downs, things I'm pretty proud of, things I'm not very happy with. And today is sort of the last big Friday before I max out next week on Thursday. Which is pretty exciting. Looking forward to that. Starting with these snatches, one thing I was thinking about just right off the bat was, the first thing is that Aaron suggested that my first few warm-ups I start with the hang lifts. And then another thing is when I do the power snatches, one thing that Aaron noted in our call the other day was that my extension in the power snatch is very different from that of the full snatch. And so with that in mind, I sort of aimed to execute these hang powers in the same way that I do for my full snatches. So I basically executed the powers as if I was going to go to full depth, but just stopping myself. And I think it helped a lot. I also think just this, like these snatch warm-ups, honestly, like all of my snatch warm-ups felt really, really solid. Maybe it probably had to do with the way I approached the powers. It probably had to do with starting some of the lighter warm-ups with the hang lifts, but I don't know exactly what it was, but today my snatch warm-ups were like, I was really happy with my snatch warm-ups. I was I was happy with all of them. Like 155 here was like really, really solid. Yeah, and you can hear me feel how solid that was. And I think 175 right here, like, was just really solid. I don't know. Like I feel like I don't know if I've ever executed a snatch as solidly as that. 175. 190 was not bad. There's a little bit of like that double bounce. And then 205, I haven't made 205 off the ground in like 2 weeks. And so already today was a dub in terms of like snatch. I could have missed all of these snatches and it would have been a dub. And then there, I was really, really close to making it. And I felt it, you know, and in that I was a little less close. And then this next set, as well as the following sets, I sort of catch myself before I let myself do that sort of double bounce and just ride it all the way up instead of letting myself trying to settle at the bottom, which I think is sort of what made me miss the first one. So all of these, you can see, if I sort of let myself double bounce at the bottom, I probably would have missed all of these, but I just rode it up and didn't give myself time to settle at the bottom. And so these aren't the prettiest makes, but they're makes, in my eyes at least in training. And so, yeah, I mean, I was not too upset about that. I was hoping that maybe like after the first two makes, so like sets 3 and 4, I was hoping that with the fifth set I could like seal the deal and make the last set the best set, because I feel like that's sort of been the trend with my snatches. My last set is usually my best one, but wasn't the case. But regardless, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, can't complain. And then clean and jerks. It was, I don't know. Wasn't great. I like the first few warm-ups were fine. Obviously because it's light. I was really trying to think about my hips in the dip and drive of the jerk and trying to sort of correct myself from how Wednesday went. I think they were pretty good for the first few warm-ups, but like I said, these first few warm-ups are just so light that like they let me move in the way that I want to. But as the weights get heavier, obviously, it sort of gets a lot harder to control the way that I move. Even though it becomes more important as the weights get heavier to move in the way that I want to. But yeah, today with the clean and jerks, again, the main limiting factor, as always, was the jerks. They just weren't very efficient, or good, or consistent. But I think, honestly, like, I was thinking about it today, like, obviously things weren't going great, but there is nothing that really necessitates me to need to be perfect right now, or even need to be good right now, like, and I don't know that there will ever be anything that necessitates me to, like, be perfect in that moment there, because I'm still just learning. I'm still just getting better, and there's no reason to, like, have an expectation that I should be able to do X, Y, and Z, because, I'm only a few months into weightlifting, and I won't be able to use that excuse forever, but even so, I think in principle that won't change no matter how much time I spend weightlifting. But anyways, another thing worth noting is that I sort of gave myself a few more warm-ups than Wednesday, in hopes of sort of just giving myself more opportunities to practice the jerk with lighter weights, so sort of decreasing that gradient as I get heavier. But this 215 was not great. I was very forward, and like just everything just was very rushed. My split position was not great, and like, yeah, just a whole bunch of problems basically. But, 215 wasn't great, but it wasn't enough for me to like stop. And so 235, I just moved on to 235, and 235 was a little bit better. And then here's my last warm-up of 250. Yeah, clean, not really a problem here, at least with this weight. A little sketchy, but not bad. Okay, so first set. I feel like here with the jerk, I feel like my dip and drive and the height that I get on the bar is actually not bad. Like, I definitely could have made it with the amount of height I got, but I just get in quite a shitty split position, and like I rush. Maybe not. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it was enough height. I just couldn't get low enough because I was just in a really rushed and shitty split position. And then the second set here, same sort of deal, except I don't think my dip and drive was as good. I sort of got on my toes, and sort of rushed getting into the split position again. So yeah, not great. Similar problems that I've been having before, but at least I'm consistently bad. And then here, this is a problem. I keep letting my front rack position. I'm not happy. I keep letting it press down on my windpipe, and it's like making me dizzy at the top. And so so after that set, I was like, I wouldn't have been happy with letting myself let that third set be my last attempt. And so I was like, okay, I'll take it again. But then that fourth set that you just saw me fail to clean with, I was definitely scared of that windpipe thing happen again. So I didn't pull my elbows back enough. I didn't pull the weight to me enough, like I always do, just because I was worried that if I get it too deep into my front rack, then it'll do the same thing. And I definitely think that's what caused me to miss that clean right there. And then after that, I was just like, okay, like, what are the actual odds of me taking a fifth set and making that jerk? And I suspected it would be low, and that there would be nothing really positive to gain from trying a fifth rep or fifth set. The only sort of thing that I would get from it, I think, is like more discouragement. And so I was like, okay, the right thing to do here is to stop and just move on. And then with these front squats, these warm-ups actually felt really solid. Excuse me. I feel like I was doing a pretty good job of like bracing and getting my hips back. And like 345, that felt way easier than it did last week, which was my top set weight. And so this week my top set weight was 355. I sort of, scoot my hips under on the way up, but I feel like I feel like just in general the sort of mechanic of the squat was a lot better than it was last week. But then, so all of my warm-ups I feel like were good and I was happy with. But these down sets, I don't really know what happens, but like maybe it's just the fact that I'm doing multiple reps in a row, but all of these sets sort of have a pattern of the first rep being not that bad, the second rep being a lot worse, and then the third rep just looking like crap and like feeling really hard and not being able to just do it as well. Yeah. So this third rep is, my torso just goes straight down and my hips don't go back at all. Which makes it way harder and is like hard on my lower back. And this last down set was trash. It was terrible. The second rep was not great, but then I sort of, I don't know what that was. Like I just sort of, like my hips just love tucking under me. And so, after that second rep, I was like, okay, I gotta rack this. I can't, in this condition that I'm currently in, I can't do a third rep. And I knew that. So I just racked it and I just took a few seconds and then just decided I wasn't going to do 2 reps and then call it when I had just that one triple left. And so, I just took a second to take a pause and then I just, did that rep to finish it off. But, yeah, I mean, again, ups and downs, like a lot of things were good, like my snatch warm-ups, I made 215, my front squat warm-ups were good, there were some bad stuff, obviously, but, that's training. I'm not too upset about it or anything, that's just sort of how it goes, but, yeah, hopefully tomorrow will be good too.